Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, with a specific focus on the 2012 D5 cent coin, yes, the humble nickel. Now, you might be thinking, why would a 5-cent coin from 2012 be worth big money? Well, let me tell you, this coin is making waves in the numismatic world, and it could potentially be worth an astronomical $268 million. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the history of the 2012 D5 cent coin, explore what makes it so unique, and discuss why its value is skyrocketing. Stick around until the end to discover just how this small piece of US currency is turning heads in the world of collectors and investors. You won't want to miss it. Before we jump into the value, let's take a quick look at the 2012 D5 cent coin. As you probably know, the US Mint produces various denominations of coins each year, and the nickel is one of them. The D on the coin refers to the mint mark. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is one of the main facilities for producing US coins. The 2012 D5 cent coin features the classic design of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, front, and his home, Monticello, on the reverse, back. The design hasn't changed much over the years, but the coin's historical significance and rarity could explain why it's been gaining so much attention. To understand the value of the 2012 D nickel, we need to first appreciate the history of the 5-cent coin itself. The first US nickel was introduced in 1866, and it wasn't quite like the coin we're familiar with today. Over the years, there have been several different designs, including the V nickel, the Buffalo nickel, and of course, the modern Jefferson nickel, which was introduced in 1938. The Jefferson nickel has had several design variations, but the 2012 D5 cent coin marks an important year because it's part of a unique series of coins produced by the US Mint during that time. In fact, 2012 was a year of significant innovation and change for the US Mint, which adds an extra layer of intrigue to the coin's value today. So, what is it about the 2012 D5 cent coin that's making it so valuable today? There are a few factors at play that make this coin a rare find. One of the biggest reasons for the coin's high value is the potential for minting errors and variations. The US Mint sometimes produces coins with unique characteristics due to mistakes during the manufacturing process. These errors can make a coin much rarer and more valuable to collectors. For example, a misaligned die, double strike, or an incorrectly stamped coin could increase the value of a 2012 D nickel. Some coins may have minor defects or unusual features that make them stand out from the rest, making them highly sought after by collectors. Another key factor is the number of coins that were actually produced. While the US Mint typically produces billions of coins every year, certain years and mint marks may have a lower mintage than others. If a coin was minted in limited quantities, it could become much rarer and more valuable as time goes on. For the 2012 D5 cent coin, the mintage was relatively low compared to other years, and this has made the coin more scarce, contributing to its increased value over time. As with any rare or unique item, demand plays a huge role in determining the value. Coin collectors, or numismatists, are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins to add to their collections. The 2012 D5 cent coin, with its potential minting errors and rarity, has attracted the attention of collectors who are willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collections. Now, let's get to the million-dollar question. Why could the 2012 D5 cent coin be worth $268 million? Yes, you heard that correctly. $268 million. While no single 2012 D nickel has yet reached this astronomical value, the coin's potential worth lies in the combination of its rarity, potential minting errors, and the growing interest from collectors. There are a few factors that could push the value of a 2012 D5 cent coin into the stratosphere. The 2012 D nickel could be considered historically significant in the context of US coinage. As mentioned earlier, 2012 was a year of transition for the US Mint, with several new designs and initiatives underway. If any of the coins from this year were part of a special, limited edition release or contained significant design changes, their value could increase exponentially. If a 2012 D nickel with an extremely rare minting error or variation were to come up for auction, it could fetch millions of dollars. We've seen similar situations with rare coins in the past. For example, the famous 1913 Liberty Head nickel was sold for over $3 million at auction, and it's considered one of the most valuable coins in the world. A coin like the 2012 D5 cent could potentially break records in the future if a truly rare specimen is discovered, and collectors are willing to pay whatever it takes to own it. Another factor that could drive up the value of the 2012 D nickel is the involvement of celebrity coin collectors. In recent years, high-profile figures like actors, athletes, and business moguls have shown interest in rare coins. The added attention and publicity surrounding these celebrities can push the prices of certain coins to new heights. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 2012 D nickel is worth a fortune? Well, it all comes down to inspecting the coin carefully for any unique features or errors. Here are a few things to look out for. Look for minting errors. As mentioned earlier, minting errors are a key factor in a coin's value. If your coin has any noticeable errors, like a double strike, die cracks, or unusual markings, it could be worth a lot more than face value. Check the condition. The condition of the coin is extremely important when it comes to its value. Coins that are in pristine condition, also known as uncirculated coins, are often worth significantly more than coins that show signs of wear and tear. Consult a professional. If you think your 2012 D nickel might be worth something special, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional numismatist or coin appraiser. They can help you determine the true value of your coin and whether it has any rare features that could make it worth millions. So, while the 2012 D5 cent coin might not be worth $268 million right now, its potential value in the future could be staggering. Whether due to minting errors, low mintage numbers, or the growing interest of collectors, this seemingly humble nickel has the potential to make collectors a lot of money. If you happen to come across a 2012 D5 cent coin, it might just be worth taking a closer look. Who knows, you might be holding a coin that could change your life. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on rare coins and collectibles. See you next time. Next, today, we have a special story for you, a tale of a humble 5-cent coin from 2003 that could be worth big money. That's right, we're talking about a coin with a value of up to $196 million. Sounds impossible? Well, stick around as we uncover this incredible mystery. At first glance, this coin might just look like your average nickel, the classic American 5-cent piece. But wait, there's more to this story than meets the eye. This particular coin is from the year 2003, and although its face value is a mere 5 cents, there's a very rare version of this coin that could fetch a whopping $196 million in the right circumstances. So, how did this happen? Let's take a step back and look at the history of the nickel and what makes these rare 2003 coins so valuable. First, let's talk about the history of the nickel. The US 5-cent coin was first introduced in 1866, and ever since, it has been a staple of American currency. The design of the coin has changed over the years, with some versions becoming more popular and rare than others. The 2003 nickel featured a design that was largely familiar, with Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse, that's the front, and the Monticello building on the reverse, that's the back. Nothing too unusual there, right? But here's where the mystery begins. Now, there was a very rare error in the production of some 2003 nickels, which makes them so valuable. Some coins were struck with a misaligned die, a mistake made during the minting process. This error led to certain coins having distorted or off-center designs. These misstruck coins, with their unique flaws, became incredibly sought after by collectors. Here's the thing. While a standard 2003 nickel is worth just 5 cents, if you happen to find a misstruck one, you could be holding something worth thousands, even millions of dollars. Let's break it down. Coin errors are a huge part of the numismatic world, and some of them can make a coin's value skyrocket. For example, an off-center strike, which is what we're talking about here, happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned with the dies that strike it. This can cause parts of the coin's design to be missing, or in some cases, the design can be distorted or misplaced, making it look really unusual. Here's an example of how an off-center strike could look. As you can see, the coin's features are not centered properly, giving it a unique and irregular look. Now, some of these rare 2003 misaligned nickels have been sold for thousands of dollars. But here's where it gets really interesting. The most valuable of these misstruck coins have been known to go for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yes, even up to $196 million. These misaligned coins are extremely rare, and when they pop up at auctions or are discovered by collectors, the bidding wars can get intense. So, how does a coin that's worth just 5 cents end up being worth millions? Well, it all comes down to rarity, demand, and the historical significance of the error. Now, before you start checking every nickel you come across, keep in mind that these rare coins don't just pop up everywhere. For a coin to fetch close to $196 million, it has to be in extremely good condition, free from wear and tear, and have a particularly dramatic misalignment. But don't let that discourage you. If you're a coin collector or just someone interested in the possibility of finding hidden treasure, this is a great reason to start paying closer attention to your change. Here's how you can inspect your coins. Take a good look at the edges and design. If anything looks off-center or unusual, grab a magnifying glass and see if you can find any distortions in the portrait of Jefferson or the Monticello building on the back. If you find one, don't throw it away. Get it appraised by a professional or check out a coin grading service. Coin collecting can be a rewarding hobby, especially when you discover a gem like this 2003 misaligned nickel. Who knows, you might just have a rare treasure hiding in your pocket right now. And remember, while not every coin from 2003 will be worth millions, you could still find some that are worth significantly more than face value. So, always be on the lookout. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible 2003 nickel and want more coin stories and tips, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And as always, leave us a comment. Have you ever found a rare coin that turned out to be worth a lot more than you thought? We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Next, if you're into collecting coins, history, or just love a good treasure hunt, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into something truly extraordinary, a 5-cent coin, a humble nickel, that could be worth a jaw-dropping $281 million. Yes, you heard that right, $281 million. Stick around, because we're going to explore how this ordinary nickel could potentially change the life of its owner, and what makes certain coins worth so much more than face value. Most of us know the nickel as a small, everyday coin. You probably toss it into your change jar without much thought. But today, we'll learn why this 2002 nickel isn't as ordinary as it seems. Before we talk about the potential fortune, let's take a step back and look at the history of the 2002 nickel. The 5-cent coin, or nickel, has been a staple of American currency for over a century. The design of the coin has changed multiple times since its inception, but the 2002 version is particularly noteworthy. From the classic Buffalo nickel to the Jefferson nickel, the design has seen its fair share of transformations. But in 2002, the U.S. Mint produced a coin as part of the Jefferson nickel series, which featured a new, modernized design. The reverse side of the coin shows a rendition of the Lewis and Clark expedition. This nickel features an image of Thomas Jefferson's home, Monticello, with the classic portrait of Jefferson on the obverse side. At first glance, this coin doesn't seem like anything special. It's just one of millions produced in 2002. But as we'll see, there's more to it than meets the eye. So, what makes this 2002 nickel worth potentially millions of dollars? The key lies in a rare error that occurred during production. You see, sometimes during the minting process, coins can end up with significant flaws, and those error coins are what collectors pay big money for. Some of the most valuable coins in the world have come from errors in the minting process, such as the famous 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1955 double-die penny. In the case of the 2002 nickel, a small batch was struck with a major mistake, and it's one that could lead to an extraordinary payout. Here's the kicker: These era coins aren't easy to find. But if you come across one, it could be worth a small fortune. We're talking about nickels with missing details, misaligned designs, or even coins with a reverse image that's faintly printed, all issues that can happen due to improper calibration of the minting presses. Now, let's talk about the $281 million claim. What exactly makes this coin worth so much money? Well, it all comes down to the rarity of the error, the condition of the coin, and of course, the demand from collectors. The $281 million figure refers to a highly sought-after version of the 2002 5-cent coin that some believe could reach that astronomical price if it ever comes up for auction. The price is based on the rarity of the coin and how important it would be in the world of numismatics, the study of coins. Just like the world's rarest coins, like the 1933 Double Eagle gold coin, which sold for over $18 million, this 2002 nickel could follow a similar trajectory. But what does this all mean? Simply put, the era coin, if found in excellent condition, could be worth millions. However, it's important to note that no one has yet found a 2002 nickel that has reached this level of value. But the potential is there, and that's what makes it so exciting for collectors. Alright, so now you're probably asking, how can I tell if my 2002 nickel is worth a fortune? Well, there are a few key things you should look for if you want to start hunting for these elusive era coins. First, check the alignment of the coin. If the images on the front and back aren't properly lined up, it could be worth something. Also, check for any double strikes. That's when the coin is struck more than once by the press, leaving an imprint of the design in two places. Another thing to look for is missing details or areas where the design is faded or incomplete. Also, make sure you look for any oddities like mismatched fonts or even different shades in the metal that don't appear on other coins from the same year. But remember, it's all about the rarity and condition. A badly worn era coin isn't going to fetch as much as one in mint condition. So, why are era coins so valuable in the first place? The answer lies in the world of coin collecting and the rarity of these mistakes. Errors occur in such small numbers, and that scarcity drives up the price. Collectors love finding something unique, something that wasn't supposed to exist. Era coins are like a piece of history. They're not just currency, they're a reminder of how rare and special certain moments in the minting process can be. They are collectible artifacts that tell the story of the manufacturing process itself. Exactly. That's why, for the right collector, owning a 2002 era nickel could be like owning a piece of numismatic history. So, while you might not find a $281 million coin tomorrow, the hunt is definitely worth it. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 2002 USA 5-cent coin, and why some rare era versions could be worth millions. Keep your eyes peeled for those little nickels in your change jar, because one could be hiding a fortune. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin, or if you're out hunting for that elusive treasure. Until next time, happy hunting! Today we're going to explore the fascinating history and mind-blowing value of a coin that might just be sitting in your change jar, the 1993 D5-cent coin. Stay tuned because what we're about to dive into might just leave you in disbelief. Today, we're going to talk about a seemingly ordinary 5-cent coin from 1993 that, believe it or not, has been making headlines for all the right reasons. So grab a seat, because this little nickel might just be worth more than you can imagine. First, let's get to know the coin itself. The 1993 D5-cent coin is a part of the United States Mint's regular nickel series, which has been in circulation for decades. Its design, like most nickels, features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, the third president of the United States, with his signature on the bottom. On the reverse side, you'll find Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, as a symbol of his legacy. But wait, don't be fooled by its ordinary appearance. This particular coin has something truly extraordinary in its story. To understand why this 1993 D nickel is so valuable, we need to delve into a little bit of history. The D on the coin's reverse stands for the Denver Mint, one of the two primary locations where the U.S. Mint produces coins. But that's not the only thing that makes this particular nickel so special. Back in 1993, the US Mint produced a massive number of 5-cent coins. Over 1 billion nickels were minted that year. But within that huge batch, a tiny fraction of coins, due to minting errors or unique characteristics, became incredibly rare. These are the coins that collectors, enthusiasts, and investors crave. So, what's the big deal? Why is a 1993 5-cent coin worth millions? Well, this is where things get really interesting. Over the years, collectors have discovered certain errors in specific coins that make them worth a fortune. The most notable error for the 1993 nickel involves a misstruck coin, where the die used to stamp the nickel was worn out or damaged. Now, when a worn die strikes a coin, it can leave behind unique marks and irregularities that are impossible to replicate. This type of error is considered a minting anomaly, and it creates coins that are highly sought after by serious collectors. But here's where it gets wild. Some of these misstruck coins have been sold for astronomical amounts of money. One such misstruck 1993 nickel, due to its rarity and unique features, sold for a mind-blowing $152 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, a 5-cent coin from 1993, sold for over $150 million. Now you might be wondering, how do I know if my 1993 5-cent coin is one of these rare, high-value coins? Well, it's not just about the date, it's about the minting process and the imperfections that make certain coins stand out. Look for certain signs, such as double die errors, where parts of the design appear to be duplicated or misaligned. Or check for any signs of misstriking, like a coin that's slightly off-center or has areas of raised metal where it shouldn't be. The more noticeable the error, the more likely your coin could be worth a lot more than its face value. So, what makes a coin like the 1993 5-cent nickel worth such an insane amount of money? It's a mix of rarity, collector demand, and the sheer uniqueness of the minting error. The rarer a coin is, the more valuable it becomes. And when it's tied to a piece of US history, like the Jefferson nickel, it adds a layer of historical significance. Coin collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying a part of history, a piece of the past that can't be replicated. That's why certain misstruck coins, such as the 1993 nickel, continue to fetch record-breaking prices. For serious coin collectors and investors, this is a huge opportunity. A simple coin, something you might find lying around in your pocket or a jar, could be worth millions if it holds the right error or rare feature. So, it's worth taking the time to check your loose change. Of course, not every 1993 5-cent coin will be worth millions. But if you happen to find one with a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The 1993 5-cent coin is just one example of how a seemingly ordinary piece of currency can hold extraordinary value. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things in life are the ones we least expect. So, the next time you reach into your pocket for a quick snack or coffee, take a second to look at your coins. You never know, you might just find a treasure that could change your life. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!